By the power of Grayskull, I have returned. I wish I could say I was ashamed about referencing He-Man and the Masters of the Universe for no reason, but I'm not. Edgar Wright did it in Hot Fuzz, and if he thinks it's cool, then it is cool. But, yeah. I also apologize for my last video where the volume was so low. I don't really know what happened there, but I knew it happened, but I didn't feel like refilming it, so I just posted it anyway. And I found it kind of ironic that I made a video making fun of my inability to understand Ric Flair, and I made a video that nobody could understand because the volume was so low, but hopefully that problem's been fixed. And yeah, PG in the WWE. It's a topic that's been discussed very heavily over the last 2 years or so since they opted to go down this road. And I figured, what the hell, I'll throw my 2 cents in there. So yeah, PG in the WWE. The title to this video might be a little misleading because personally, I feel like the PG rating in of itself is not a problem. When I think of some of my favorite movies of all time, Rocky, Star Wars, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Karate Kid, and if we want to go into animation, movies like The Secret of NIMH and Batman Mask of the Phantasm. That was a great... I still think that's one of the best Batman movies you'll ever see. All of those great movies. They're fantastic. But they're not hindered by the fact that they're PG. They're just great movies. Pixar, most of their movies are G, and they kick ass. Because they don't worry about making family-friendly films. They just worry about making good films, and it pays off. Good writing works. Go figure. And that's my problem with the WWE. They don't make their product to appeal to all audiences. They shamelessly dumb down their product for the sake of pandering to children, and I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. And they've gone down, they think that, they've interpreted PG in a way that they feel like it has to mean stupid, or ridiculous, or just completely brainless in the way they present their show. I'm talking about the comedy segments that they do, because, you know, to use the term comedy in its truest sense would imply that the WWE is actually funny, which it's not. But yeah, I mean, the shit they do involving Hornswoggle, the shit they do involving the Divas, Laycool, I'm looking at you, Vicky Guerrero and her inclusion, and people defend Vicky Guerrero saying that she gets booed heavily. I think she gets booed heavily because she's such a shitty performer and she can't do anything. She can't act, she's not funny, she's not entertaining, and we saw it at WrestleMania, she sure as hell can't wrestle, so whatever. But yeah, the shit they do involving the guest hosts is just insulting and horrible on every level. And I believe that the WWE feels like they need to be this way. And they just shamelessly put on this stupid shit for the sake of appealing to the lowest common denominator. And this is where I compare WWE Creative to the wonderful comedic geniuses named Aaron Seltzer and Jason Friedberg. If you don't know who they are, good, but I'm about to tell you who they are anyway, so it doesn't matter. But those two are the wonderful geniuses responsible for such wonderfully clever spoofs like Date Movie, and Epic Movie, and Disaster Movie, how appropriately titled was that, Meet the Spartans, and their recent release, Vampires Suck, which I'm sure was hilarious. Ugh, I hate them. And why I hate their movies so much, it's not just because they're incompetent filmmakers and they're bad. It's because it's so deliberate what they're trying to do. They don't give a shit about the quality of their movies. They just want to appeal to the lowest common denominator. They make their movies stupid on purpose because they know there's an audience out there for this. In their case, it's young teenagers and people who just don't know any better. And that's what they do. They appeal to an audience that thinks that putting a Kung Fu Panda impersonator in a Cloverfield parody is funny. Hey! Kung Fu Panda's in a Cloverfield parody. That doesn't make sense, because Kung Fu Panda doesn't belong there. But I recognize Kung Fu Panda, so it's funny. But that's what the WWE does. They do these stupid comedy segments that don't make any sense, have no place on the show, don't have no bearing on the storyline, but they do it because they feel like they have to because, oh, kids will find it funny, or, which, I don't know, if I were 10 years old watching this, I'd be insulted. I hated the WWF back in '95 when they went that really cartoony route. and I was insulted by that show. So, who knows? I can't speak for children, obviously, but if it were me, I don't think I'd like it. But yeah, that's what they do. And you also have that audience, that diehard WWE audience that will never go away, no matter how bad they get. Personally, I believe that they could put the belt on Hornswoggle tomorrow and people would still watch. I honest to God believe that. But I mean, I hope we're never put in a position where I'd have to be proven right or wrong, but I could see that happening, where Hornswoggle wins the belt and fans will watch anyway because they've been watching the WWE their whole lives and they don't see a reason to switch off, and they'll watch it no matter what they do. WWE always gets the benefit of the doubt. WWE always gets a second chance, and it pisses me off. Because when they're this bad, and they do really stupid segments like having a leprechaun dress up like a cowboy and hog-tie a guy that dresses up like a cow, it winds up on The Soup where Joel McHale makes fun of it, and rightfully so. I'm not going to defend the WWE and the people that make fun of wrestling when they point to shit like that, because I can't defend it. I can't defend that. And I'm not going to. I'll join in right with them in making fun of it. Because that's... How do you defend something like that? Joel McHale is totally justified in making fun of stupid shit like that. But, personally, I don't give a shit what the WWE's past was. And it was great. Their past was great. Even, forget the Attitude Era and forget, like, the Rock and Wrestling Era, which were their two high periods. I'm talking about just a year ago when SmackDown was really awesome, and I thought it was a great show. There was some dumb shit, but overall it was a very well put together wrestling show, and I really enjoyed it. So the WWE has the capacity to be good. They just choose not to be. And it pisses me off. And I've already made the comment that, yeah, TNA's writing sucks, and it's written by stupid people, but I feel like the WWE is written for stupid people. And it really pisses me off, because it doesn't have to be that way. And my personal take, like I said, forget your past. I don't care about your past. Are you good now? No. The show sucks, so I choose not to watch all the time. And quite honestly, with Monday Night Football coming up, I have no reason to watch wrestling on Monday nights. I've already said goodbye to SmackDown, because that show's just a waste of time at this point. NXT, I don't care. I don't care. I like a lot of the talents on NXT this year, especially Low Key and Hennig, but, what can you do? So yeah, basically my point is, the problem with PG is that it's really not a problem. The problem is how the WWE has interpreted it. And I don't have a problem. If you want to be a family-friendly show, that's fine. I have no problem with that at all whatsoever, but I do have a problem with shitty writing. I do have a problem with shameless pandering, and I do have a problem with just presenting your show in a really stupid way. That's what I have a problem with, and that's what needs to change.